wondering, and have been wondering ever since, what is it like for those river watchers who haven't done that before? So this question, on one hand, I guess, could be for Jonathan and Ashley, but really it's for anyone who has had the experience growing up, maybe not so much outdoor environmental nature experiences as a child, but maybe as a teenager you first got introduced. So I'd like to start off with you all. Either personally or from others you've seen in Riverwatch, have you seen people develop that connection to nature that might not otherwise have happened?
Okay, so a lot of people that talk to me don't even expect me to go out and camp and get really dirty. But I remember like that day that we did go out to the Colorado River. What was I wearing? I don't remember. But it was just a lot of I was so excited because it was just I'd never been to I'd never just jumped into a river before like that. And it was a flowing river, there was fish. It was great. It was scary. It was I had all my friends there. It was, oh gosh, man, that was an experience. But it was just a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure, for people that, I'm really outgoing, so maybe for someone who wouldn't be so outgoing, it'd be a lot to take in. But also, I think, having your friends there helps you, calm down and, want to experience, because you see everyone's having fun and they're all having safe fun, and it's all good. Don't get it. That's
so friends.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ash, anything you want to add to that? Okay. Anybody else on that?
I think my name is Ilya. I'm the Education Programs Manager at Keep Boston Beautiful. One example really stands out to me from a field trip that we led last year with the NIOS, Not Your Ordinary School, with the Watershed Protection Department, is this idea that it's okay to get dirty, right? I'm not going to say no. And so we took a group of 6th graders out to do a restoration project on Little Walnut Creek, and the first response is, I can't get my shoes dirty, I can't get my pants dirty, I can't get my shirt dirty, my mom's going to be mad at me, right? And we're like, okay, just do it as clean as possible, and we're making seed balls and they're painting, and then at the end of a 3-hour experience, I look at these kids, and they are literally putting paint on their faces and on their clothes, and it's because it's okay. And this, I almost call it like binge getting dirty, right? Like you're not allowed to do it, and then when you are, you get as dirty as you possibly can. And so creating these experiences where it's all right to do certain things and to have these connections, right? It's all right to wade into the water. I think, it's really powerful, and having kids make those types of choices and not saying no.
So I've had about 3 hands go up here, starting with Chloe and Chris.
Okay, well, I'm Chloe. I'm actually a member of the Board of Directors for Riverwatch and a graduate just this last few months. And I grew up kind of in bad situations where it wasn't safe to be outside, and it really is hard to go outside. You might be able to go outside with your friends, but the minute there's not a friend there, which there's always times when they aren't there, you don't have that ability to go outside and go run around because it's not safe for you anymore. And I've always lived in bad places like that, and I got lucky to get into this program where I had a safe place to be, where it was okay if I put running down this dirt track where nobody else was. And I think safety for students, but especially for kids that have never had that safety before, is a really big deal. And also just growing up, I started out really outdoors, and then I kind of became a hermit. And it's really hard to switch suddenly into being okay with being outside, because it feels like sunlight burns you all the time. But once you're outside, it's really amazing to be out there, and it helps to have people that are really outgoing, like my friends up there. having a place where it's safe to be and it's also giving you the tools, something you wouldn't have had before. And I think it's just like it's really hard for students though to like accept that it's okay to be outside and it's not dangerous. Your parents are gonna yell at you because you got stuff on your shoes. And I mean like it's okay to, and then you find out that you can actually have clothes that can go outside and get dirty. And it's just like, and I mean it's like for some reason in this culture that we grow up in now, it's like it's not okay to be outside. And I don't know why. I think it's insane because now I get paid bills because of this. But I mean like it's just like if you learn so much just going outside, and it's amazing to me that I used to think that it was scary, and now I'm doing that outside all the time.
We've got a couple minutes left, and I wanted to ask a question of the folks in the audience. And just a quick show of hands, how many of you are involved in delivering environmental programs to teenagers? Yeah, see, there's a huge amount of experience in the room right now. And so I kind of have two questions for you, and just jump in and take it where you will. The first one is, what are the biggest obstacles that you have experienced in delivering programs to teenagers? And then the second one, because this is our last few minutes, what's the next conversation we need to have? Where are we going from here? So, all right, one of you people that raised your hand, jump in.
I'll jump in, Brian, because this ties in a little bit to what we were talking about earlier. You know, when you look at, and it's not even so much what the teens are facing, but it's what their parents are facing. It's what the young families are facing as a whole. And there's sort of, Tim and I were talking about it a little bit earlier, there's a fear of the unknown, and so parents are hesitant to take their kids out to do things because they're embarrassed that they don't have the knowledge to do them. And that's true with just about everything, but especially when you're dealing with the outdoors. And so they might not have the skill set to go camping or to go hunting or go fishing. You know, some of the things that many of you in the audience had a parent or grandparent or aunt, uncle, or you know, some sort of family member that taught you how to do these things. They don't have that skill set anymore, and so they're not passing that along. And so then as educators and mentors and role models, it's our job then to give them those skills and remember to start with the basics, you know, and remember to start with, just like Ilian said, that it's okay to get your shoes dirty. I mean, I can't even tell you when I was at campfire how many conversations with administrators we had about shoes. And 36 schools worth of conversations about shoes. And you know, and so starting with basics, it's okay to say yes to being outdoors. It's okay to be there and not know what you're doing. But giving them that confidence to be there and those simple skill sets that allow them to do that. And then adding those layers as you go along. You know, starting at the high end of things, and we're going to take you out for this great camping experience, and you get all the bells and whistles, and it's this huge ordeal, and they usually come home with just overload, and it's too much, and they can't absorb the experience, and so they're hesitant to do it again. Versus if you take it back and you realize you were the person that's teaching them the very first skills that some of them have in the outdoors, and then adding those layers and letting them figure out what's going to be interesting and to them next is really a key component.
Christina, you had a question earlier that may or may not relate to this question that I asked. Okay, if we have time, maybe we can come back to it. Okay, so, yes, maybe.
My name is Brady, and I used to work in alternative high school, and we did a lot of outdoor stuff in Colorado. And locally, I'm involved in Awesome Families in Nature, which is a really good intergenerational way for people to get exposed and be around other families who know how to do it. Next to those who don't know how to do it, you all kind of like figure it out together. And I know that they won an award last year, Keep Awesome Beautiful, and they're trying to replicate to more schools. And I would just suggest that protect that which you love, and you love that which you understand. And you know, if you've never been out outdoors, or it seems scary, or bugs are creepy, or whatever, like you've never done it, then it is scary. But there are ways to get plugged in and get people trying it out. When I worked at the school, before we took the kids on the 21-day wilderness trip, we did these little practice activities. Like first, we just did a building the tents, and then we did like an overnight that was just over the hill from the school. So they felt safe and close, and, you know, they build up to doing, like you were saying, build up to doing the kind of bigger, what might seem scarier kind of thing, or backpacking trip or whatever.
My name is LaJuan Tucker. I'm currently the City of Austin Park Ranger, but previously I worked with American Youth Works at Texas Conservation Corps. I think one of the biggest hindrances, or maybe the next conversation to have, is sort of what you were speaking to earlier about eliminating the different hats, or helping students balance the different hats that they wear so they can focus on the joy of nature. I feel like that's something that is a recurring theme in my life as an educator, is how to have those universals that we see in nature apply to what happens when they get home, so that whatever they are experiencing at home, maybe nature can be a way out of it, or a way to overcome it, or a way to bring others into it. And so for me, that's my passion, is to try and find those universals that connect, and maybe that's through, I don't know, water quality and the water that we drink, or maybe that's through, for me, for right now, parks, and having an outlet of where you go when your family is in a safe place. And that stewardship, that to me is the biggest distraction that takes away from what I try to do as an educator. And so finding a conversation where where we meet those needs, or help them to meet those needs, I think that's the next step for me.
Okay, we have a few more hands up, and I think just another minute or two, so try to wrap it up. Let's make these the last few, starting with Sir.
My name is Dominic. I work for Campfire Vista, Vista for Campfire. Really quick, I just want to piggyback off what a couple people just said, Randy and Jen, about focusing really on, for the next conversation, is what Brent said for us to do next, and is what's your next conversation going to be? And that's really, you have to focus on what your target audience is going to be. You can't drag them to the middle of nowhere wilderness. It's not cool. You start out slow. That's great for sure. And we are we're here in this community right now because we're all on the same page, and we want to do this and educate these kids. But we're never going to get anywhere if we just jump right in and try to just pull them out of the inner city and then just throw them up there. It's not going to work. You have to come down to their level. You have to understand it's going to be severe, and we're very lucky that we had opportunities. I just got to reiterate that 100%.
Right?
Yes, I just wanted to again reiterate what you said. I think that's an incredible observation. To go back, I think it's a whole lot harder to take teenagers from the city and bring them out to the outdoors than it is to take the outdoors and bring them to the city. And I think if we find ways to design, plan, and build an environment here in town that provides children and teenagers with meaningful nature experiences every day, we'll have an opportunity to reach more people and be more effective. I think that one of the best ways to do that is through schools. So I think our next conversation will be how do we make our schools greener and give our teachers more resources to bring the nature to where the kids are.
That's a really interesting point that Ryan brought up, because a lot of times people, even in this room, probably think, oh, nature, you take them out. Well, you can just walk out the door, and the natural processes and the phenomena that have the magic in them, that nature contact magic. It's right there. It's just out the door.
And you can camp in your backyard, and it can be just as
Totally.
much of an adventure.
Yeah.
My name is Trevor Hance. I'm a teacher in Round Rock, and I'm doing a presentation at the state science teachers deal about developing these outdoor labs. And I think that the service learning piece that goes along with that, and there's money available, and so a lot of that falls back in the teachers' laps to go out and get grants, to see these service learning pieces through and develop these outdoor labs on our campuses. And then it's an easier next step out into the wild.
So for us as a community, it sounds like one of the resources, I wouldn't want to pile anything more on Tamara's plate as a teacher. I mean, you've heard her describe it, 150 of them, whatever. So a resource that we could maybe provide is teaming up with a teacher who would do it if they had somebody to put the effort into writing the grants and that kind of thing.
And part of the presentation this fall was I worked with Ilya and Keep Austin Beautiful one of the labs, I'm not calling them labs, but it was just a pocket prairie, native grasses and wildflowers. And the seed ball lesson that you mentioned, we used that as part of that process. And, so now those kids have that place on campus to go and visit. They built it. And so it was a good, and the teachers got grants to make it, the pieces that they need to make it happen. So.
Well, as a moderator, it's also my responsibility to let you all know that our time is over. Only fair to those who Brett, you want to make a closing statement?
Just thank you all for being here, and thank you for being a part of this. I'm going to stick around for a few minutes in case there's more conversation, but the folks who need to go, we need to let them go. I want to learn more about Austin Youth River Watch. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't mention the fact that we have 1-hour presentations about Austin Youth River Watch, which we can tell you about at the booth right outside the door on your way out. Also on your way out, you'll get a little card with some information about a conference happening in the spring that is Children in Nature and Technology. It's actually a national conference that's going to be happening on the road Bastrop just outside of town. And so that's exciting for those of you who are in this field. I hope you'll consider going to that. Thank you again, and please join me in thanking our panelists and our moderators.
That's okay, but I can tell you.
Yeah.